Alright, hello guys and girls, this is Sean Lonker, your host of the Mystic Paranormal on the Midnight Highway. Tonight I wanted to talk about a pretty in-depth, a controversial subject. It could go up, down, left to right with this subject. Are ghosts real? And if ghosts are real, what are ghosts? You know? I'm sure a lot of you out there have had paranormal experiences that you can't explain, or just experiences in general that you can't explain, and sometimes we might be too quick to just write them off as paranormal experience. It was a ghost, or you've seen this shadow in the woods late at night or something like that in the moonlight, and you automatically assume that it's a ghost. But let's get real here for a moment. I will say right up front that I do believe that there is something that we define as ghosts that are real. Meaning there is some kind of paranormal activity out there that we label as being ghosts that's really out there, that's real. That could be your shadow dancing in the woods. That could be, the lady in the white dress. Passing of a loved one, maybe walking around. There's so many things and theories on this subject, and it's very controversial. And I try to keep my videos to at least 20 minutes, and that way it doesn't take too long to upload. Now there will be special occasions where I'll be doing actual podcasts live on here, and we will talk about certain subjects that will last from an hour, maybe longer. And I do have a documentary on here as well that's about an hour and 21 minutes, something like that. So you want to check that out. So that's definitely a long one, and it's about the ghost of Gretchen's Lock. Okay. First of all, like I said, I do believe that there are things that we label as ghosts to be real. And I say this because I've had a pretty screwed up childhood when it comes to paranormal activity and haunted houses and just things that you can't explain, things that freak you out. And like I said, I keep these videos to about 20 minutes. So, throughout my videos, and I also got some other videos on here already that talk about some of my paranormal experiences. But, as this channel grows, if you follow along and subscribe, you will see that I have a ton of stories, and I will be sharing a ton of stories with you that I believe to be paranormal in nature. Okay, first of all, let's get to this point right here, okay? If you're religious, now don't think that I'm this religious guy or anything like that, because I'm not. I'm what you would label as spiritually confused, meaning I believe that there's a God, okay? I don't know that Jesus was the Son of God. Well, I guess we're all sons of God, but I don't know if he was like the Messiah, you know what I mean? Like sent here, personally by God himself. I don't know if that's real. I don't know. There's just no way to prove it. Sure, we got all this documentation and we got writings and we got stuff like that, but it's all speculation when it comes down to it, guys. We're talking about things that are like 1,000 years old or even thousands of years old. And we're talking about Constantine in the Holy Bible, for example, the King James Version. How he left out certain books in the Bible. He basically, a man chose, a living, breathing man like you or me, or if you're a woman, just a living, breathing human being. All right, decided what was going to be in this book that we all worship and to some degree will lay our life down for it, okay, with no proof whatsoever, and I guess we call that faith. But I'm RH negative. You know, that was one of my last videos I did, was the RH negative blood type, and I'm going to do more of those. But, you know, being RH negative, I wanted to research it a little bit more. And, you know, why was the Book of Enoch removed? Why wasn't that added in there? I mean, that makes me wonder. I mean, you got a lot of talk about RH negative in there. And life after death and stuff like that in general. Now, according to the Bible, okay, like I said, I'm not a huge Bible freak that's gonna like, you're gonna do this or you're gonna go to hell. That ain't how I operate, okay? I've had people do that to me and it don't feel too good. It really don't. But I will say this, okay? In the book of Ecclesiastes, I believe it is 9:5. It's been so long since I looked at it. It says something along the lines of, "For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything." It says something about them not having a reward anymore, and the dead no longer being able to participate in anything that is done under the sun. Now, to me, what that means is anything that's done here on planet Earth, you know, under the sun, on a planet, the dead cannot participate in anything like that at all. And it also says in that same book, that same area that I'm talking about in the book around as Ecclesiastes 9:5, it says that the dead know not anything. So you're aware of nothing. And a lot of you guys and girls out there, you can't wrap your head around the fact that this right here, consciousness, your actual brain activity, I mean, the consciousness, it can actually be shut off completely. And before I had surgery, I did not believe that was true. I believed, I believed, I should say, that, you know, if there is nothing at all, we're at least going to be aware of something like blackness or something. But then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, well, you know what? When I dream, you know, there's always like maybe a little bit of blackness or some sort of consciousness. Maybe it's weird, I don't know, but there's some form of consciousness. So maybe that's what death is. Maybe that's what death is. It may be in its lowest form of existence. It could be blackness that we see. Okay, but here's something you gotta figure. Okay, ask someone that's born blind, what do they see? And they don't see blackness, because blackness is a color. Okay, blackness is a color. It's something. It's an awareness. Even though it's dark, it's there. You're aware of it. Now, when you get put under for surgery, you are aware of nothing at all. And now I do understand, and I've heard stories that some people actually dream during surgery. It's very rare to do that, but I've heard stories that people do dream, you know, when they're getting surgery conducted on them. And I've had several surgeries, several major surgeries, so I've been out for hours at a time, several times. And every single time, guys, I did not see a damn thing. I did not see blackness. I did not see white. I did not dream. I was not aware that I was under the knife. Obviously, my body felt no pain because I wasn't kicking and screaming in agony as they cut my guts open. I wasn't aware of that. To me, death may be something like this. Okay? It's like, you know, you take your finger here, for example, okay? Imagine all the senses that this one finger right here, this one finger has. What all senses does it have? Well, doesn't have many. It can't see, it can't hear, it can't taste. It's got the sense of touch, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all she wrote. So, okay, so you take a knife and you cut that finger off, and you cut it off from your middle knuckle. Now, from your middle knuckle down, you're going to have pain. But the rest of that finger, that tip, is dead. Nothing. Even before your finger was removed from the brain, meaning after it was cut from your body, you could not see out of it. And think about that. That's a weird statement, I know, saying, you cannot see out of your finger. And you can laugh all you want, but it's the truth. You can't see out of your finger. There's no eyeballs there. There's no consciousness in this finger. So that part's already shut off. There's no sense of sight whatsoever. There's no conscience. There's no activity there at all. So you take it away from the brain, and the only sense that it had, which was the sense of touch, is taken away. So let's imagine, for example, that you die in a fire, okay, and you burn to death, and your body's completely cooked. It's ashes. It's complete ashes. There's nothing left. No, there's no longer a brain. Okay, think about that for a minute. That brain is gone. Now it's your whole being, your whole body. Okay, your whole body is now disconnected from what was a brain at the time. It's no longer a brain. It's burnt up. It's gone. Everything in it is dead. Therefore, you are dead. You're not aware of anything at all. You can't smell anything. You can't taste anything. You can't see anything. You can't touch anything. You can't smell anything. You can't do anything. Back to the Bible. The dead know not nothing. Okay, so there would be no existence. And for those of you out there that think that we move on to this other grand stage or realm or plane of existence, you know what? You could be correct. And I'm going to get to that too, but think about it. I've already proven scientifically that there is the possibility, a very strong possibility at that the dead are nothing, that there are no such things as ghosts or anything like that. Okay, now some of you also believe that, like I was saying, we move on to a different plane. Okay, well, let's play devil's advocate here, and let's just say that this brain, okay, is only a place of harbor of a soul. Okay, let's say your soul is actually in your brain, for example, and it's only there because your brain's alive, and after that brain dies, it passes on. Okay, that it does move on. So that's a possibility. Now, that's not anywhere really near scientifically proven in any way. Now, I could scientifically prove to you that if you cut your finger off from your freaking body, that there's not going to be anything that finger's aware of at all, forever. Forever. I've had organs removed, okay? They didn't have a conscience. They didn't breathe. They didn't see. They didn't smell. But they're gone. They're dead. They've been incinerated. They're gone forever. They're just gone. They don't exist anymore. But, like I was saying, what if the brain does harbor an entity of our own persona that we call a soul? Our own existence. Our true existence. That's a possibility. I mean, it's possible. I can't say that it's not possible when it is technically, if you think about it. But But now I want to move on a little bit more about ghosts, and I'm just trying to prove the life after death thing and the different possibilities. I mean, I'm already 15 minutes into this video, and I like to keep them at about 20 minutes because they take forever to upload on a phone. What about those weird EVPs people capture, electronic voice phenomena, meaning when you take a recording device of any kind, okay, and it could even be caught by accident, where you catch somebody talking that's not there. Or let's say even better, which I've experienced personally, I've had a digital recorder with me and I've asked specific questions, and without hearing it with my own two ears at the time, when I rewound the tape, I got to hear with my own two ears something actually answer me intelligently. Like something was really there, okay? And until you have a personal experience such as that yourself, where you were the only one out there with this digital recorder in the middle of the cemetery, in the middle of the night, 3 in the morning, recording, and you say to a grave, "Hey Matthew, how you doing?" And then you rewind it later and that voice says, "Well, hello, Sean, I'm doing fine." I've had stuff like that happen to me. Not like, I have to say, I've really never had a good EVP. Like, I've always had them say, "I want you," like in a scary, very unfriendly voice. I've had female spirits also say, "Did you record me? Did you?" In an eerie voice. But that, to be honest, in that voice, they seemed a little bit more confused. But I also had another female voice say, "Call the doctor." But I'm telling you guys, this is how it went down. It went down like this: "Call the doctor." Like it was just lost. Like it was just still thinking that even though that it was gone, meaning dead, and whatever conscience remains of it were left, it still thought that it needed the doctor to be called because obviously it recognized something that wasn't wrong or wasn't right with it, and that it needed medical intervention. Unless it was talking about me or my wife at the time, which we didn't have any problems at that time, so there was no reason to call a doctor. So I don't see where that would stem from, unless it was talking to something else, another being perhaps in its domain, its different plane of existence. I don't know. I will say this, because I know we're coming up to the end of this video. I know that there is something that we identify as being ghosts. That's real. There's no doubt in my mind. Okay? So the answer to your question is, what we call ghosts, do I believe them to be real? Yes, I do believe them to be real. I can't exactly tell you exactly what they are. Okay? Going back to the Bible, if the Bible's correct and the dead are aware of nothing, who's to say that they ain't just demons out there, manipulating us, getting us away from God, something like that? Or maybe they are us and are just confused or whatever. I really don't know. I really don't know. I could just tell you straight up that I've had many, many personal paranormal experiences that involved both visualizing what might be a ghost, hearing what might be a ghost, all kinds of unexplained phenomena. I'm sorry you hear a cat crying in the background there. Just so many different things, guys. The gist of the matter is, I don't know what ghosts are. Okay, I don't know what ghosts are. And I have a mom that passed away in 2017. And she knew I did all kinds of ghost hunting. And for Christmas one year, she actually got me all these different ghost hunting tools. And one thing that she said to me was, don't ever ghost hunt me, because she was stage 4 cervical cancer. So she knew she was going to die. And she never wanted me to like try to get EVPs of her or anything like that. Stop. And so I thought, well, you know what? Maybe since she's transitioned into death, that she's a little confused, and she is trying to contact me. Maybe she is trying to make contact with me. So maybe I should try to contact her, even though at the time of her being alive, she said not to. And I've tried that, and I regret doing it? I guess, because she said don't do it, and I never got anything, guys. I've never woke up to my mom. I've never seen my mom. I've never heard my mom. I never got no EVPs of my mom, no photographs of my mom showing up out of the blue that were unexplained. Nothing. Nothing. And I truly believe, guys, that if my mom did exist in some way or another, that she would have showed herself to me, or made some kind of communication. Yes, I have had dreams and stuff like that, but that's just dreams, guys. I dream about weird things all the time. Okay, but am I going to try to back them up? I mean, they were dreams, so my brain was trying to tell me something. I don't know, maybe it was. But here's the thing. I've gotten EVPs. I've seen all this different stuff. I've never seen anything from my mother. Not once. And I wanted to elaborate quickly because I'm at 2151. I've known 3 people that have had near-death experiences, meaning they were dead on arrival, or they had no heartbeat, something like that. And you know what each one of them told me? I'm sorry about that, guys. Each one of them told me that they woke up in a pile of shit and piss. And they didn't know, they had no idea how they got there. That there was no memory, there was nothing. Just not even blackness. Just a cease of existence. That's what every single one have told me. So I'm very, 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 very non-trusting when it comes to people talking about their near-death experiences. So I'm going to let it go from there, guys. I'll get into why ghosts might be demonic in nature later on. I do got a show that I did with a reverend below in one of my videos that you might want to check out. But I'll go into more of that. But for now, I got to cut this one short. And I just wanted to get it out there that I don't know anybody that's had a near-death experience. I should say that, because even though they were dead, they didn't have any kind of experience. Their experience actually was waking up in their own feces. That's what it was. Not knowing how they got there. And severe pain. That's what it was. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I've never had a near-death experience. The only thing I've had was surgery. But if you guys are into these kind of topics that I talk about, please subscribe. Always click like. Click that notification bell. It helps out the channel so much. And please comment. I want to hear your stories. What paranormal stories have you encountered, if any at all? Have you had a near-death experience? What was it like? Because you would know, not me. So share that with me. What's your take on demons versus ghosts? Are they the same thing? Are they two different things? What about that passage in the Bible where it says the dead know nothing at all? What do you got to think about that? Alright, this is Sean Walker, guys. Signing off for now. And I always upload on Tuesdays and Saturdays. So be sure to check us out. Alright, peace.